You don't need 100 followers. You don't need 1,000 followers. You don't need 10,000 followers. You need 0 followers to go live and start getting views and go viral.
You're listening to the Keep Optimizing podcast to increase your traffic, improve your conversion rates, and grow your profits.
Hello and welcome. I'm Chloe Thomas, the host of this e-commerce marketing focus podcast. If you're not familiar with our format, well, each month we focus on a different e-commerce marketing method. Could be email or SEO or Facebook ads. And each week I interview a different expert to explore the latest advice on making it work for you. Now, I love to give a little shout out to the listeners who are kind enough to take the time to post a review of the show. And I've got one to do in this episode. So huge thank you to Yerams from Canada. Interesting handle there, who put us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast and said, lots of insight. I'm a big fan of this podcast. Chloe's a great host. Thank you very much. Bringing on great guests that share lots of great insights on e-commerce and marketing. So Yerams from Canada, thank you very, very much for your 5-star review. And if you would like a shout out at the start of a Keep Optimizing podcast episode, then just go to keepopt.com/review to find out how to leave a review. Now, this month we are all about TikTok. Last time, we explored organic TikTok with a brand who can't use TikTok Shop. So we're kind of talking, dare we say it, traditional TikTok. This time, we're going all out on TikTok Shop. We're going to be starting with the ops side of it. How do you get this marketplace integrated and working? We're then going to talk about how you drive sales to your TikTok Shop. And yet, live streaming is a big part of it, but it's not as hard as you think, I promise you. And then we're going to be tapping my guests' knowledge of the wider TikTok happenings, infrastructure, rumors, and more, because they've just run a big old virtual summit all about TikTok for e-commerce. So, and then we'll talk about a link to that. There's a link to that in the show notes too. My marvellous guest for this is the lovely Derric Haynie, who is a longtime friend of mine. He's also the founder of E-commerce Tech, which is the other business I bought this summer. So Derric and I have been spending a lot of time chatting e-commerce this year, and it is really, really great to actually be able to record one of our discussions and share it with all of you, because you are about to get a whole heap of intelligence about how you could use TikTok Shop right now and probably why you should be as well. So strap in, get ready, and do make sure you listen right to the end of the episode, because at the end of the interview, Derric will be sharing his quickfire insider tips to help you maximize the performance of TikTok for your brand, and I'll be sharing my take on it all, plus outlining some other free ways we can help you. So stay tuned to the end, please. So you're thinking about launching on TikTok Shop, but you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the work required to be successful on the platform, right? Well, don't worry, because Unsociable are going to make it easy for you to grow your following, engagement, and most importantly, sales on TikTok. Unsociable are an official premier TikTok Shop partner, and they make it so easy to launch your brand on TikTok and get sales fast. With proven commercial traction and 64 million client views so far this year, Unsociable provides brands with everything you need for a successful TikTok Shop launch. Everything from setup to ads and live streaming. Now, you can book a free, no-obligation TikTok consultation with their founder, Ben Muir, via keepopt.com/unsociable. There's limited availability, so book now at keepopt.com/unsociable for your free, no-obligation TikTok consultation with Ben. Do you have a problem only an awesome piece of e-commerce tech can solve? Is your e-commerce tech stack not quite fit for purpose anymore? Then why not explore the latest technology on offer at e-commerce tech? We are going through a hugely changing time in the tech landscape at the moment, and if you want to be bringing the best results you can in your business, then you need to be on top of what's going on in the tech space. To find out that and much more, head to keepopt.com/tech. That's keepopt.com/TECH. keepopt.com/tech to find all the best tools for your e-commerce store. In this episode, I'm chatting with TikTok expert Derric Haynie. Derric is on a mission to get e-commerce ops teams out of spreadsheets with the team at Pipe17. And as well as that, they're leading the charge on TikTok Shop in the US, where TikTok Shop has only been available since mid-September. And by the end of September, Pipe17 had already helped over a dozen merchants launch on TikTok Shop, including some of the biggest TikTok Shop sellers. And they've run a whole summit about it as well. Hello, Derric.
Hey, thanks for having me. Really excited to talk about this new Blue Ocean innovative channel.
Yeah, always lovely to catch up with you. And as I've already said to the audience, it is awesome to actually be recording one of our chats about e-commerce. I have no idea where this is going to go, but it's good.
Yeah, buckle up.
yeah, watch out, everybody. So, okay, first question. Pipe17 is about e-commerce ops tech. Why are you big in TikTok?
Yeah, part of the operational infrastructure that my team has really cracked the code on is getting order data and other data from selling channels back to fulfillment into your ERP. Turns out to be a big problem. A lot of people are still using spreadsheets, custom integrations, and all that kind of stuff. And so when we heard that TikTok Shop was coming in the US, we saw it in the UK a little bit earlier. We said, hey, we can build the integration so that that all that data flows. So product data goes into TikTok Shop, order and fulfillment data goes back to the ERP and the fulfillment center. And especially for larger brands with more complications, like certain types of bundles, multiple fulfillment centers, multiple warehouse management systems, ERP, maybe they need to send to a data lake and all those things. When the complexity grows, a lot of things can break. You can't just go TikTok Shop back to Shopify anymore. You need logic. And that's, of course, where Pipe17 kind of thrives. And so we saw this channel as we thought we could be an early mover to it, build an integration really before it was generally available. And it's working wonders for merchants. It's solving tons of problems. And then just seeing the channel take off since it's only been available for such a short time and seeing merchants thrive on it with or without us. You know what I mean? Like seeing people go live and sell product. Literally brands are coming out of nowhere, 7-figure brands, one called like Show by the Ocean or something like that. I forget, I probably got it wrong, but it was like something by the ocean. They just accidentally had a TikTok viral video. They're like, oh crap, I need to create an e-commerce brand around this. They create the brand. They have all the problems trying to, how do I solve fulfillment? All these things. How do I get the orders to the people and keep everybody happy? And boom, like it just worked like magic. And of course it's harder than it sounds. It's not that easy to get done, but with having the right tools in place and the right channel, the right connection with the audience and all that stuff, these are things that just weren't even possible a few months ago.
Yeah, I think it's one of the reasons I was really excited to get you on to talk about this is I think a lot of people over the coming months are going to drop the ball on TikTok Shop because they've not done the ops. They've gone, yay, we're getting sales, and totally forgot to tell the warehouse or the customer services team or integrate it. And I think yes, it's an exciting marketing channel, but just like if you're launching on Amazon or Walmart or eBay or wherever it may be, you're adding your products, it is another marketplace. You've got to get that ops piece right. So, Derric, what have you seen be the tricky things? What are the bits we need to know about before we open this box to make sure we get the ops side of it right? And then we'll go crazy on the marketing.
Yeah, there's a few things. Let's see where we can start. I mean, the first thing is setting up the shop takes it really in most brands could do it. There are some restrictions, some categories that they don't allow on the platform. So if you feel like you're in a fringe category or something, you may have to check to see if you're allowed. But getting set up in the shop is very similar to maybe creating your own Shopify store or something along those lines. It's going to take a few steps. You need to import your catalog, which you can do using our tool, using a couple of other tools, and Shopify and a couple others are building direct integrations for that. So if you just need a one-to-one catalog copy, it's pretty easy. A lot of people do create custom bundles for TikTok because you have custom offers and it's a different audience than your own direct-to-consumer site. So there's lots of nuances and changes you may need to make to your catalog on top of that. So yeah, operationally, first thing is getting the product catalog in there, thinking, holistically from a business strategy standpoint, what products should I be selling on TikTok? Maybe not the, $10,000 product needs to be on this channel, because generally you're going to be selling entry-level products. People have just discovered you on this channel. It's a very discoverable marketplace channel is people are just scrolling through their feed and, oh my God, I need this. This is so cool, right? That's kind of how people find, decide, and buy. And they do it in just a few minutes. Once you've got the product feed sorted out, you've got the shop set up, then, of course, before you really want to take an order, you want to make sure that order is going to get back to fulfillment. So thinking about your fulfillment processes and how this fits in, sometimes this is just a manual export and putting the spreadsheet into the warehouse management system. Totally fine if you want to do that daily or weekly. You should know that TikTok Shop, when they have they're strict on policy, they want to make sure that their customers are getting product. So you do need to prove to them that you are fulfilling these orders in a regular basis, or they will just yank you straight up. Another fun fact about TikTok Shop, going a little off topic, is they do not like it if you send people back to your website. So you got to be careful in wording on that. They actually want you to send people to the product catalog, and they kind of promote you. They give you a lot of organic reach with your live shopping videos and all that stuff as a reward for basically keeping people on channel and selling directly on the channel. And that's great because that might not last forever. So that's kind of like one of maybe the key takeaways here. You're getting tons of free reach if you use TikTok Shop today because they're just kind of algorithmically promoting you. You don't need a huge following on the channel in order to go viral and be successful. But so those are the two major operational hurdles: making sure your orders get back to fulfillment, getting the product catalog up there. Then you've got the operations side of actually doing the live shopping and marketing. This is obviously pretty important. You don't have to look like super professional, but you do need to you need to have some sort of infrastructure in there to go live, to put the product on the screen, and all of that stuff. So understanding how that works, having a fun, creative personality who can sell, and planning on going live for 1 to 3 hours is generally where you might be recommended. I think over an hour is generally the current best practice, is to at least be over an hour. There are tools that help you live selling. So it could be that you want to go omni-channel with your live selling strategy and not just be on TikTok Shop, but be on YouTube and Instagram and anywhere else on your direct-to-consumer website. So if you need or want to, if you're already doing live shopping and just extend this as a channel, you can do that. If you want to keep it simple and you're just going live on TikTok Shop, that's also totally fine. And so just doing it there natively with the existing tools that TikTok offers is fine. But eventually, you expand out into millions of dollars in revenue. You expand to multiple channels. You're trying to kind of squeeze the juice from all of them at the same time with your live shopping team, let's say, which is often just the founder or the marketer, head of marketing, or an influencer in the industry that you've agreed to do some sort of revenue share deal with and all that stuff. All right, I'll pause there.
Cool. Pause there, because we're going to come back to that live shopping in a moment or two and that marketing side. But first of all, I want to ask you about the money, Derric. How do we get the money out of this? Because what I think everyone needs to know is that TikTok marketplace, it's more like Amazon than it is like eBay. They control a lot of stuff for you. So how do we get the money out? How do we deal with things like returns and cancels? Because presumably sometimes we need to get refunds and that kind of stuff. And I'll lump into this question as well. Are TikTok handling the customer service comms for us, or do we need to be ready to do that as well?
Yeah, you need to be managing customer service. Our friends over at Gorgeous are about to launch their integration with TikTok, which will make omni-channel customer service a breeze. We're big fans of their customer service technology because we handle the orders, they handle the customer service, and it's all across all the channels. It's all very harmonious. So depending on the volume you're doing, you're going to be getting daily or weekly reconciliations from TikTok, so payouts from them. This is where it helps to have a ERP system and an automated financial reconciliation process. I actually talked with a merchant the other day, and they're doing 10,000 orders a month on TikTok Shop. It's absolutely insane how much they're crushing it. But they didn't have real day-to-day understanding of how much money TikTok was paying them. They could see what the revenue from the order side was, but the pay, and they kind of guessed, but they didn't know if the TikTok payouts were matching that because they didn't have one system of record. And you're constantly going back to yesterday and the day before, and like you alluded to, returns. So if somebody returns something from 5 days ago and their refund is processing through the channel today, how does that affect how much I'm going to get paid out? And so for returns, you are going to need to manage a lot of this process yourself. And there is a possibility that they're coming back to the website or managing this through email. So not on channel directly, but there is a way to chat with a brand on channel and get to the answer. And then when it comes to the reconciliations with TikTok, they will see and process that refund. but you'll need to make sure and track it in your system as well. And then if you're taking the return back into your warehouse, right, this is another nightmarish problem. Yeah, a lot of this is often done these days for smaller brands through spreadsheets. And of course, for the larger brands, this is literally why Pipe17 exists. So we do process the returns. We're not a returns platform. We just help get the return data to the right return place, if that makes sense. So if we know it's going back to this warehouse, we can get it to the right place at the right time. And so this is where I think in any good technology, integrating all of the moving pieces of a channel need to be there. And TikTok Shop, obviously great channel, but it's going to be supporting apps like we mentioned, Gorgeous, Pipe17, the live shopping apps like a partner like Orca, or there's even Comments Sold and a whole bunch of others that kind of make the channel work perfectly with the rest of your e-commerce operation.
Yeah, so for anyone who's going, oh my God, that sounds like a lot. Well, look, involve your accounts team, involve your customer service team, involve the warehouse team, involve your IT team. And if that's you, just change the hats over as you're thinking about all of this and know that the e-commerce tech universe or ecosystem even is busy building integrations to make this super easy for you. So don't worry too much. As Derric said, Gorgeous are about to announce it. Pipe17 are they're involved in the space already. There's a lot to make this easier for you, but at least now you can go in with your eyes open and know you need to get all these bits and bobs working together to make sure you don't just sell product, but you recruit happy customers, because that's what we really want. Derric, anything else we need to know on the ops side before we move into the marketing side?
I got to go on the tangent because you're hinting at it already, which is like, it's not even about TikTok Shop as a channel. Whatever the next selling channel is going to be tomorrow, right? Whether, Walmart, Etsy, eBay, Wayfair, you could be launching in any odd marketplace. There's lots of them out there. And so the technology infrastructure component allows you to become an omnichannel retailer more successfully, right? You might be going into Target or, into Macy's or something along those lines. And so is your e-commerce operations ready? Is it stress tested? I mean, we've got Black Friday, Cyber Monday in just a couple of weeks. Oh my God. Like, is everything going to break because there's some sort of manual process that has to happen every single day? Like a monkey has to hit a button, a person's in there in the spreadsheet. And so obviously, unscalable processes are something to keep an eye on and think about how maybe technology can future-proof the business, whether it's expanded TikTok Shop or any other channel.
Got you. And very good point too. So let's move into the marketing side of it. Derric, the other thing you said that has possibly freaked out a few people is talking about live selling. We'll get properly into that in a second, but let's ask the really basic question first off. Is live selling the only way we sell to TikTok Shop, or can we just put a TikTok live and link to our shop? Can we do it in a simpler format than 3 hours on a live stream?
It's about to change slightly. They're introducing the shop tab on TikTok very soon here. And this is obviously huge because right now there's millions of people, like this very second, millions of people scrolling through TikTok. There's only so many brands that have launched their products there. So you're actually like going to be in a pretty new marketplace with a large audience. So you could be the only one selling, I don't know, whatever it is that you sell, right? Like fast fashion or bikinis. I don't know. I'm just randomly picking like clothes, or because I see these things sell really well on that channel because people are scrolling and it's like an easy buy, especially if it's cheap or not too high of a priced item. So right now, live shopping, you do have to go live to promote the product and sell it. And so that is one of the drawbacks of the platform. But once this shop tab is introduced, you will then kind of have a digital storefront where people can just see a regular video from you, hop over to the shop tab, browse, and purchase. I think that was always the goal. I'm not sure why they rolled it out this way, but I was surprised to learn this myself, to be honest, because I was like, well, I just want to hit after the live shopping video is done, why don't we just play that in perpetuity and, let the sales roll in? Nope. They want you to be live on the platform to kind of provide that real-time feedback and value that makes TikTok unique. So perhaps that's why they did it. I'm just theorizing. They are a partner of ours, but I don't have the answer here. I'm just guessing.
Just guessing. But so on the live selling front, we're literally talking about someone from your team or an influencer, a creator, like you said, being there, live chatting via video to people who are watching, promoting the products, talking through the products for at least an hour, possibly up to 3. Is that right? Is that wrong?
Yeah, that sounds about right. So yeah, think about either who internally you think would be the best for running through the products, showcasing them on the screen, talking through the features, functionalities, why you should buy. And beauty is a big category on there. Trying on the products, putting the swatches down, talking about is it sticky? How easy does it come off? Here, let's do a whole look together. Let's try some new products, and walking through, and then and go over here, and here's how you buy. You also might have discounts and promos to consider in there. And then if it's not in-house, then TikTok actually has a phenomenal affiliate network. So they have thousands of influencers and creators you can be connected to basically by the end of today. And you could find the one that fits your niche the right way, strike up a deal with them so that they're going to be getting a commission on sales, and let them go live and sell for you, essentially. So there's a couple of different ways to do it. And that's where I think people that are scared right now, when we mentioned the dangerous live shopping, I can't go live on TikTok. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'll just freak out. Like so a lot of people, a lot of brands don't have the right face for that. Well, you've got a whole partner network at your disposal. So, in my opinion, no excuse. Like, you can absolutely get it done. It's way easier than you think. It's way easier than it was, let's say 4 years ago when we tried Instagram live shopping and some of those other channels. So yeah.
I mean, it is one of the or two of the things that I think of the reason why TikTok is doing so well is they are removing barriers to getting involved. Oh, you don't want to do the video yourself? Here's our creators. Here's a super easy way of accessing our creators. And even with the live shopping side of it, they've made that so easy to do. It's not like you have to go and bundle 20 different pieces of tech together to do it. Like you said earlier, you can, if you want to go bigger than TikTok, you can, of course, do that. But they really remove those barriers to make it easy, especially I can't talk about my products for 3 hours. I don't want to be the front of QVC. Okay, anything else we need to know about TikTok Shop?
Oh,
Derric?
I'm sure there's more. There's a couple of pretty cool things going on the back end. The first one is TikTok Shop fulfillment. So they have actually partnered with US-based 3PLs and will offer their own fulfillment. So if you're doing good volume here, ship your product to TikTok, they'll handle the product fulfillment on their side. And don't hold me to it because it changes, but I know that people are striking up promos around TikTok fulfillment. They will actually pay part of the shipping costs for you. I don't remember how much it is exactly, but they like that. It's a huge factor that they are going to reimburse you for shipping. That's going to change from like slightly profitable to massively profitable. I know that this is a promotion only to get really TikTok Shop kind of blowing up in the US. So depending on when you're listening to this, don't hold it to me, but merchants that are rushing in now are saving tens of thousands of dollars selling through TikTok Shop fulfillment. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, it is definitely another theme is that TikTok are eager for your business right now.
Yeah, and they're pouring money into it. So just take a step back and think about I love studying inefficient market dynamics because this is kind of how e-commerce brands get started. To be honest, you'll the beginning of selling mattresses online was because antiquated brick and mortar was sucking. Same with glasses, right? And sunglasses right now have gone down in price. I feel like because of the competition, direct to consumer, and the coolness of being able to create. And so another market inefficiency here, when a multi-billion-dollar company is pumping money into the market and you're able to capitalize on it, like that is a great, reason to jump in early on this channel. And I think it'll be here to last. The promo is just because they know that it's a social network, which means it requires a network effect for TikTok Shop to really take off. So they need 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 sellers on the channel. They need people going live every minute of every day. And they need this content created because that's why the shopper is going to be trained to come back to TikTok. And so that's why they're pumping money into it. And it will eventually fade out. Now, the other really cool thing I just found out, this is huge. And oh my gosh, because when this is going to air, it's probably too late. I'm sorry, but TikTok is actually paying you back for your Black Friday, Cyber Monday discount. So if you're doing 50% off as a Black Friday sale on TikTok, they will actually pay you the 50%.
Wow.
So you get a full priced product. I don't know how exactly you get set up with this. You need to rush over, talk to a TikTok rep, and get all set up to ensure that you can get that reconciliation all figured out. Obviously, you can't just like double your price or something like that and then cut it in half. Though they know, so there's an agreement, that I think has to take place and all that stuff. But absolutely huge to think about because it's another market inefficiency. You're now getting full price for something you were totally willing to put on sale, and so that it's another reason to really think about and sell on the channel. And so that's huge to me, huge news from TikTok and TikTok Shop.
Definitely. I think the key takeaway, if whether these are still running at the time you hear this, guys, or not, is that TikTok are running this kind of stuff all the time. There's new stuff being announced. So build a good relationship with your TikTok rep and pay attention to their emails. You don't just ignore them for a week. Pay attention and jump on whatever they're offering us. Okay, Derric, it's been brilliant picking your brains about the ops side of TikTok Shop and a whole lot more. Listeners, remember to stay tuned right to the end so you don't miss out on Derric's insider tips on the whole of TikTok. Yeah, we're going to let him loose on the whole thing. And my suggestions for more free resources to help you improve things even further in your business. So you're thinking about launching on TikTok Shop, but you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the work required to be successful on the platform, right? Well, don't worry, because Unsociable are going to make it easy for you to grow your following, engagement, and most importantly, sales on TikTok. Unsociable are an official premier TikTok Shop partner, and they make it so easy to launch your brand on TikTok and get sales fast. With proven commercial traction and 64 million client views so far this year, Unsociable provides brands with everything you need for a successful TikTok Shop launch. Everything from setup to ads and live streaming. Now, you can book a free, no obligation TikTok consultation with their founder, Ben Muir, via keepopt.com/unsociable. There's limited availability, so book now at keepopt.com/unsociable for your free, no obligation TikTok consultation with Ben. Do you have a problem only an awesome piece of e-commerce tech can solve? Is your e-commerce tech stack not quite fit for purpose anymore? Then why not explore the latest technology on offer at e-commerce tech? We are going through a hugely changing time in the tech landscape at the moment, and if you want to be bringing the best results you can in your business, then you need to be on top of what's going on in the tech space. To find out that and much more, head to keepopt.com/tech. That's keepopt.com/TECH. keepopt.com/tech to find all the best tools for your e-commerce store. Okay, Derric, so far we've gone deep into the ops side of TikTok Shop. Now you get to wow us with your knowledge about the whole of TikTok. So for the following questions, your answer can be anything to do with TikTok, which of course does include everything we've already been talking about. And Derric, given you've already run a whole virtual summit on this, I'm expecting good answers. No pressure.
No pressure, yeah.
All the pressure, actually, quite frankly. Derric, you ready for these?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's start with newbie advice. If we've inspired someone to take their first step, what do they need to know to give themselves the best chance of success?
I hinted at it earlier, but the first thing is understanding how your products fit into the expectation of a browser buyer from the channel. If you sell, math textbooks, that actually can sell, by the way, on TikTok. But you are going to need to cater towards the nerdier side of the audience. You're going to need to do things that turn it from boring math problems into education or like fun entertainment. And you got to think about, so how are you going to relate to the channel? And the odds are, if you've been doing social ads or other social media kind of pieces of content, you should have a good understanding of how to build that relationship. But on this channel, it is a little bit different. So be honest about how you're going to build a relationship with a customer from a content and creativity standpoint. And then, of course, thinking about the price point that you want to be selling. So what is it that you do want to sell on TikTok Shop directly? And how do you keep it? Generally, it's not that people won't spend money. It's that you want to give them easier, lower dollar offers and start moving them towards a larger offer later on. And this is generally true in e-commerce. So I think anybody that's doing well on other channels or direct to consumer and all that stuff understands that they have to create a similar type of process or funnel. So like I always warn people, like if you don't have a brand or a business, like you don't just magically become successful because the channel has all these cool opportunities that we just talked about. You really do need to find those components of product market fit before scaling out to a channel like TikTok Shop. But there is so much value in the channel because you don't need 100 followers, you don't need 1,000 followers, you don't need 10,000 followers. You need 0 followers to go live and start getting views and go viral. You will be promoted in the algorithm, you'll be shared to thousands of people, and if they like what they're seeing, you will move up the algorithmic ranking. And this is why we go live for an hour, is because over time it actually will you'll be better promoted in the feed. Setting yourself up for success is more than just, I don't know, choosing a product off of Alibaba and hoping for, and trying to drop ship it. It's not going to work. You actually need product. In fact, I'm pretty sure you need product in your warehouse, or there are certain limitations on how long they want that product to take to get to the consumer. If they are having a bad experience on channel, they're going to complain to TikTok. You are going to get your shop shut down and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's the general newbie advice. And the other thing I will say, if those things are in place, just try it out. Go live. You could even go live without the shop component built into it and see how that like drives engagement. Are people responding to you? Did you get 1,000 views? Are you comfortable doing this if you're going to be the one on stage yourself? I interviewed the founder of Zoom, which is like really cool rollerblades that like self-balance. Yeah, it's like a cool little, I don't know, fun way to like run around and probably fall and crack your head open. But anyways, he was like, I just went live and I sold like 5 of them. And like his first live, right? He sold 5 and they're like $150 product or something like that. So that's pretty huge. And he's like, I went live the next day, sold 10. Went live the next day, I sold 20. And so he's like, I had to stop going live because I ran out of product. So, like he just went live. He was brave. He showed it to you. It's a fun, engaging product, but it is a higher price point, which is a little bit scary. But he sold a few of them and he connected with the audience, and then he became he's a TikTok influencer and a brand. So he's got 2 sides to his business because of that. So yeah, just give it a shot. Dedicate some resources to it. Like if you're already bursting from the seams, you could let this opportunity pass you by if business is going that well. But if you have a little bit of bandwidth, you'd be surprised how easy it is to pull this off.
Yeah, well worth a test. That's what we're saying. Now, once you've started, of course, you've got to keep optimizing. So what's your favorite way to improve performance? Can we even say that at this point? Is there enough knowledge to work out how to optimize TikTok Shop?
Yeah, in this case, for this channel, it's going to be about testing new products and new offers. So offers could be a great bundle, could be an entry-level product, could be that you, if you're hearing from your customers every time they buy your product, they're also doing XYZ, or they saw another brand on TikTok, partnering with that brand and playing off of each other. Get them into your physical space and sell side by side and merge your products together. There are some ways to do that are pretty cool. A tool that comes to mind is Caro, which helps you bundle with other brands on channels and stuff like that. I think it would be in product and offer testing would be the number one best way to optimize on this channel specifically. I could talk about all the other optimization hacks across omnichannel, but we'll leave it with that one.
Yeah, I would totally agree. Test those bundles, test those offers. You want to make it super easy for someone to get it and spend their money. And that was Caro, CARRO, makes it easy to do those partnerships with other brands. If someone listening wants to learn more, is there one cheap or free resource you would recommend, Derric?
Yeah, absolutely. As you alluded to, we just completed a virtual summit all about TikTok Shop. Literally, TikTok explains how to go live or how to get on TikTok Shop. Then other people explain how to go live, how to create viral videos. We explain the operation side, the fulfillment side. So it's literally, it'll take you maybe 3 to 5 hours to complete. And by the end, you should be like, I know exactly what to do. And so we can link that in the show notes. I don't even want to say the name of the URL because it's like too long. I'll say it, pipe17.com/TikTok-shop-virtual-summit. Find it there. Just sign up really quick and you'll get access to all the sessions on demand.
Yeah, and we will put a link to that in the show notes on the website for everybody. So it's super easy to get there too. And the final question, Derric, or the penultimate question rather, it's crystal ball time. What's coming up in the next 6 to 12 months that we should be getting ready for?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty excited about ChatGPT-5. We'll be able to create more AI agents that help streamline processes and automations. I alluded to, obviously we think we're creating great technology on our side, but there are some things that like we'll never be able to do in operations that can just be done by somewhat intelligent language learning model and Zapier and a few other things. You know what I mean? And so that's definitely something on the horizon. But I think more importantly, how AI generally streamlines all activities in e-commerce, whether it's researching different technologies you should be using, is going to be a lot easier. Having conversations with fulfillment, negotiating shipping rates, a whole bunch of kind of unexpected different things. Of course, customer service will be fully, near next to fully automated. All level one customer service should be completely done through AI, in the next 6 to 12 months. So you only need a customer service like manager. You don't need a customer service executing on the front lines. Essentially, that's all done by AI now. So things like that, including the ability to iterate on product a bit faster, get more feedback from your customers, better marketing automation and personalization, I think is something that marketers of e-commerce brands have struggled with. Even though the technologies have been there for a while, they're still not like, on their A game all over across the board. A lot of people in the B and C game because they feel like it's too hard. So I think those things all get generally easier over the next 6 to 12 months. Technologies are progressing. There's going to be another channel, as probably within the next year. The way that everything's moving so fast, there's going to be another channel. I don't know. Is Telegram going to start selling? WhatsApp? Who knows, right? Like we could have any sort of new innovation there, and so being ready for that and moving on that and staying on, the cruising on the leading edge of all these blue oceans that are opening up. Very exciting times. Everything's getting easier, which it means increased competition, but easier to actually be an operator is the exciting part.
So much there. Thank you, Derric. Love that answer. So we're nearly at the end of the show. So could you please let the listeners know where they can find you and Pipe17?
Yeah. So if you're interested in getting your ops team out of spreadsheets, head on over to pipe17.com. Our team would be happy to show you a little bit about how we help connect orders, fulfillments, inventory, product data, and returns data across all of your omnichannel experiences back to fulfillment and ERP. Just to chat with me on LinkedIn, I'm Derric Haynie. It's spelt funny. I'll let you figure it out. But I'm always happy to chat with you, give random advice on TikTok. Tell me how it went for you. Did it fail? And I was a total liar. I would be shocked to hear that I lied, but it can fail. I'm not going to say that you're going to succeed 1,000% of the time. Or did you start selling on TikTok and now it's become one of your favorite channels, which I think is totally going to happen to a few of our listeners out there. I'd love to know. LinkedIn is where I hang out mostly. So check me out there.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Derric. And thank you for being on the Keep Optimizing podcast and for recording one of our awesome chats.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Well, how do you unpack all of that? Crikey. I guess for me, the big things to take away from that are we're going to say it throughout this month, there is a huge opportunity on TikTok right now. It is a blue ocean, which means the competition levels are low. It's also a place where TikTok is massively incentivizing you to go and do it. Commission levels in the marketplace are low. There's those crazy incentives Derric was mentioning, which may or may not still be around at the time you're talking, may or may not be available in the country you're in, but they're doing this stuff all the time. They really want to use Q4 2023 to massively increase their user base and get their user base using TikTok Shop and staying on their platform. So there's a lot of kind of like incentives to make it more worthwhile for you to test it at the moment. They've also reduced those barriers so you can get other people to do the live streams for you if you don't want to do them. And if you don't want to do live streams at all, then the TikTok Shop tab is coming onto the interface in the very near future as well. May even be live by the time you're able to hear this podcast. If you're going to do TikTok Shop, then you want to make sure that ops side of thing is sorted, because if you don't have the finance, the customer service, the fulfillment working smoothly, then A, you're going to get in trouble with TikTok because you won't be giving their customers a good experience, and B, you will also fail to create a tribe of people who love and adore your products, which, let's face it, has to be the point of this. And then I think the other thing is to really think about how you're going to bring TikTok into your strategy. And I think I mean, we didn't talk a lot about it, but it was kind of implicit in some of the stuff we were talking about, is you don't have to put all your products up. Which products should be there? Which products should you have the creators live streaming about for you? Should you create bundles of your products to get people started easily? Should you create bundles with other retailers that you could sell on the platform? So I think those are the key things I'd be looking at. I would definitely be exploring the potential of testing this as we go along. And if that Black Friday, you give a discount and we'll reimburse you for the discount thing is going on, oh my word, free margin, everybody, free margin. Let's go and take a look at that. But I guess the caveat to all of it is the TikTok shop customers are TikTok customers, not your customers. It's the same as the Amazon game. You don't own the customer. So you want to make sure that you are remembering that as you're putting your plans together, but also that you are making sure there's plenty of good product packaging with URLs and etc. and stuff that will eventually lead them back to buying from you if that's your objective. You can get all the links we mentioned, including that brilliant virtual summit that Pipe17 put together a few weeks back, and all the things we discussed, the transcripts, important notes, etc., at the website, which is keepoptimizing.com. You can also use our special direct episode short links. That's keepopt.com/whatever the number of this episode is. Put that into the URL bar and you will go straight to the correct page on the website to get all the goodies. When you get to the website, please do add yourself to our email list because I share so much stuff to help you improve your business. And this month we're sharing so much TikTok stuff. It's going to be crazy. So make sure you're signed up. And thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Keep Optimizing podcast. If you want to continue your TikTok educational journey right now, then scroll up your feed to find our other TikTok episodes. We put one live in this series already, which was a retailer talking about how they have used organic TikToks and nothing to do with shop at all, and a little bit of the creator network to create some quick growth for them. And if you go a little bit further up, you will find the ads episode we did a couple of months back with Ben from Unsociable. And then last year we did a whole series on it too. So scroll through your feed to find those, or go to keepopt.com/TikTok and you will find a page where we detail all our TikTok stuff. Please also, I would love it if you could tell your fellow marketers about this show, because I always want to help as many marketers as possible to improve the performance of their e-commerce marketing. But I do really think TikTok is a big thing to be testing right now. So I'd love it if you could spread the word that we're covering it this month. And have a great week, all of you. Make sure you listen to the next episode so I can help you to keep optimizing your marketing.
Access everything Keep Optimizing at keepoptimizing.com. That's with an S, not a Z.
Find the latest e-commerce tech at keepopt.com/tech.